Hello everybody, this is Wrestling Figure Legacy, and today I have but one question to ask you. Are you ready? Because I'm going to unbox this D-Generation X pay-per-view exclusive Shawn Michaels figure that you can get exclusively at Ringside. RingsideCollectibles.com. You want to get your hands on this. This came out in the past week. It's a brand new figure as of this recording. Let me provide a little context to this figure and the attire more specifically. Everyone always clamors for the 1997 DX Shawn attire. We're not talking about the 2006 Revival, and we are definitely not talking about the 2009 DX, which I will never speak of again. We're talking about 97 Shawn with Hunter, Rick Rude, and Chyna. This attire is a one-off attire he wore 1 month after the Montreal Screwjob against Ken Shamrock at the D-Generation X In Your House pay-per-view. You can see just from the looks of it, he's got his entrance vest, which is a brand new mold, recycled head mold, we'll talk about that later, and chaps. Take a good look at this attire on the sides here. This is the brand new Elite box for 2018. You can see they photoshopped the DX logo over there. And what I like about this is that because this is such a rare attire, they didn't even have like promo pictures to base this off of, but everyone wanted it so badly that they made it anyway. So props to Bill and whoever else designed this. All right, let's take a closer look at this new style box. It's very minimalist. You can see the stats are diagonally scrolled on the side. Sweet Chin Music. There's the new Elite logo. Are you ready? It says. And then there's DX lyrics. I'm not going to read it all. If you want to read it all, you can pause and read it. But I will read this first line. Shawn Michaels had been a rocker and a heartbreaker, but in 1997, he transitioned into a full-blown degenerate. With Triple H by his side and Chyna and Rick Rude. The Heartbreak Kid pushed the envelope further and further over the edge. That he did. So without further ado, let's just open this and take a better look at the DX attire. So here he is, fresh out of the packaging. DX 97 Shawn Michaels in this hotly anticipated attire that he wore only once. Very happy to see this from Mattel. Jakks made 2 of them. They made one for Ringside, which is kind of funny how we've come full circle now. And then you have a Deluxe Aggression style they made as well. So here's the head mold. See, it's not the strongest likeness in the world, but there are things you can do to make this look much more like Shawn Michaels and not just Stevie Richards. So here's the actual, let's focus on this entrance top here. This is a brand new mold. They actually painted the chain silver, like it's like a shiny silver, which is awesome. I mean, putting the effort into that and not just making like a dull color is always appreciated. And on the back, let's see that. Looks pretty good too. That's how it's all put together right there. Lots of detail in this top alone. I'm very impressed with how this turned out on top. Looks cool. You can see the sides there. He's got some, I don't know what you would call those, some clasps. I don't know. And here's the bottoms. The bottoms are using the chaps mold from the WrestleMania 30 Shawn. You heard that right. It's not actually WrestleMania 30 Shawn, but it was the WrestleMania 30 series that had a WrestleMania 14 Shawn, and they included these new chaps. It's a very soft plastic. I mean, this is, you know, the right kind of material you would want. It's not very stiff at all. You can still bend his knees a little bit. I mean, there's resistance because it is there, but I like this material just because it just feels pliable. I like it. So the downside is that the bottom of the chaps did not get nearly the same attention as the top. There you go. There's the bottom chap detail painted on so that it doesn't look nearly as impressive as the top. It doesn't look that great on the sides, to be honest, but when you display it like this, it's not so bad. And there's the tattoo. One thing of note is that they didn't just use the neon color of green. They actually painted it with the dark green, the snake and dagger. So good touch, Mattel, for doing that. You can see there's his gauntlet logo. We'll get a better look at the logo in a second. Okay, there's the entrance gear. Let's see what he looks like without it. I think you take it off from the chest piece comes off, and it's actually pretty cool is that this chain actually closes it up like an actual chain would. That's nice. Shawn does have chest hair, as you can see. It's a really good attention to detail. You got to have 97 Shawn, especially when he was a heel, you got to have the chest hair. Chaps come off by just peeling them off as so. It's actually not too difficult. Take the chaps off. And there's DX Shawn in his patented DX attire, the tights. They did a good job of getting all the hearts in there, like on the sides. It looks good. In the back. No knee pads, unfortunately, but they did compensate by putting the logos there anyway. So it's Elite figure, so you can definitely do things like Sweet Chin Music pretty easily if you want to pose them. All right, here is the back of the attire where it says HBK instead of the usual Shawn Michaels. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be behind the B. Looks like like, I don't know, a bra or something. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Let's actually look at that attire. Might be a little gaff there. HBK, and here are the logos. Here's a good one to look at. Take a good look at this logo just to see the detail they put into this thing. So as you can see, it says DX, and they actually put the, not only did they put the little sound wave thing, but they also put the grid, the silver grid. So this heart has a ton of detail in it. The one detail these don't have, which is a shame, is that it doesn't have the proper gradients on the edges of the X's. So this should be kind of like a blue-green color on the edges of all those X's. It does kind of take away a little bit from the attire, so it's something to note. I'm just looking at this honestly. They usually don't do the grid in his attire. Like his WrestleMania 12 Elite with the white attire does not have the grids, as far as I know. I believe the Classic Superstars one did, though. Anyway, so the logos are not perfect, but incredibly detailed. Yeah, the boot designs right here, classic Shawn Michaels boot designs. I don't even know what you would call it. They had little Heartbreaker logos right there. Yeah, there he is. Pretty good looking figure, I would say. What about that head mold? What can we do about the head mold? I will do my best to grab my paints and a paper towel and texture this hair a little bit. Maybe give him a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. Let's make this head mold the best it can be. Or at least try. Are you ready for the brand new and improved, hopefully, Shawn Michaels? It's going to come across way more in real life than on camera, but I gave his hair a little bit of a wash. Overall, made it less of like a cherry, almost red. It's like a very dark brown. I lightened it up a little bit, gave it some texture. Again, way easier to see in person than on camera. But the main thing you can probably tell right now is the front. So the hair looks a little bit lighter, as you can see, and I gave him a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow / light beard. I think that looks much more like Shawn Michaels when you do that to this head. Still not the absolute best scan, or head mold, I should say. Best head mold is probably this one right here, the WrestleMania figure, which looks like a spitting image of Shawn Michaels. There you go. There's the two different head molds. Take a look at this real quick, by the way. This is the attire. That's why I said the entrance chaps are actually from this figure. This is one of my favorite figures. DX Shawn. His other DX attire from that time period. Good attention to detail. Black and blue with white. Lots of detail on those hearts. It's probably my favorite Shawn Michaels. I think it's easier to see my adjustments farther away like this. Let's see what I did to him to make him look a little more like the gruff late 90s or late 97 Shawn Michaels we all know, love, and probably hate. So one last time, I'm going to put all the entrance gear on him. Let's see how he looks. Here are the two DX figures together. Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 14 Shawn Michaels when he faced Austin, and Shawn Michaels from DX in your house when he faced Ken Shamrock. Who knows, maybe we'll get a Ken Shamrock in all black now. Maybe we'll get a Triple H with that really cool hunter green robe. Actually, I think, didn't he fight Sergeant Slaughter that night? I don't remember. But more 1997 figures, I'm all for that. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. If you want to support the channel here at Wrestling Figure Legacy, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And I'll see you next time for Controversies 2.